freedom, freedom over fame, freedom over cycle stays the same.
Welcome. First of all, welcome. This is Unsolicited Perspectives, and I'm your host, Bruce Anthony. Thank you for listening and watching wherever you get your podcasts and video podcasts. Subscribe, share, like, comment, and rate us. You can find us on Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch at unsolicited_perspectives. You can find us on Twitter and TikTok at unsolicited_PER. Watch us live now. Watch us live every Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern on Twitch and YouTube. Our audience continues to grow with each and every episode, and I humbly thank you.
On today's episode is a Sibling Happy Hour. I'm with my sis, Jay. We're going to be talking about, unfortunately, the school shooting. They don't want to feed the kids at school, and my sister's trip. But first things first. What up, sis?
What up, brother?
You kind of got a tan a little bit.
Nah.
No, I was just...
I appreciate you. I mean, I appreciate you.
Yeah.
You know, I appreciate it. But the answer is no, I didn't.
Not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit. I'm just as white as I was when I left. But that is also, one, I just stopped tanning. And then two, I wear an obscene amount of sunblock.
Well, that's good though, right?
Yes, because I would rather be pale and look young than have a tan and be aged. So I'm gonna block them UVA and UVB rays, and y'all enjoy y'all tans. I'll just look like Casper, but a youthful Casper.
Okay, well, welcome back.
Thank you. Appreciate
it. Glad to have you here.
Glad to be back.
Let's get to it.
Yeah. We got there's a lot going on in my absence. I came back to a shit show.
Yeah.
Sorry, didn't mean to cuss, but
So
right.
yeah, it was an S show because we're on a regular YouTube. This ain't the uncensored after hours.
Well, I apologize.
And you ain't gotta apologize. It's just shit.
Yeah. It's just shit.
Yeah, you ain't gotta apologize.
That's it. They did a South Park episode where they said it like a million times. So
I can believe it.
Yeah.
That's what they do. Okay, so the kids.
The
shooting.
Yeah.
I feel like we have to talk about it, even though I don't want to talk about it. And honestly, it's because I might be a little desensitized now because it's happening so frequently.
I think after Sandy Hook, when the bozos and the murderers of this country realized that our government was not going to do anything to even protect 6 and 7-year-old children, that like it was like all the gloves are off. The bar is in hell. And now they're just, I looked it up, CDC says for ages between 1 and 9, one of the leading cause of death is assault, homicide for children in this country. And that's our fault.
Yeah.
That's our fault. In just this month alone, and just in March 2023, there have been 38 mass shootings. 57 people have been killed. 133 people have been injured, according to Axios. Again,
it's only the third month.
It's only the third month.
It's only the third month of the year.
I mean, but that was just for the month of March.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. That was just for the month of March.
That wasn't 2023 altogether.
No.
That was just March.
In 2023 altogether, there's been 130 mass shootings. It hasn't even been 130 days in this year yet.
Yeah, that math is mathing.
The math
is mathing. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Look, people want to talk about rights, the Second Amendment, and I'm not for repealing the Second Amendment. The last thing I want is the only people that have guns is the government and the police.
Booyah. I'm
I
with you there.
I believe in tooling up. I also believe there's no justifiable reason for us to have assault weapons.
Correct.
They're assault weapons. It's in the name right there. If you need an AR-15 to go duck hunting, damn it, then you just need to retire from hunting
You
because
ain't
you can't
bringing
shoot.
you ain't bringing no meat home.
You worse than Omar Epps and In Too Deep. And if y'all don't know that movie, damn it, grow up. There was some good movies in the 90s, but
Yeah,
in Too Deep, Omar Epps was told to shoot some people, and he missed. He emptied the clip and missed everybody. He couldn't shoot. That's what they said. He can't shoot. So, like, if you need all that to kill some ducks or some deer, deer do move fast, but a deer is a gigantic target. Like, if you
But again, you're not coming back with any meat. You're sending the hound off to go get the duck, and the dog coming back confused as hell because the duck don't exist no more. You done blown it to hell.
all I
Okay.
see is a little lips,
All it sees is little lips
the
moving,
beak.
the little duck bill moving,
Thank
and
you. I didn't know what it was.
the dog is confused. They don't know what you sending them off for because you're not hunting with them.
Right.
You're not doing that. You're not protecting your home with them because you don't need an assault rifle to protect your home.
And this preparation for this government takeover, that everybody that the people that will defend the reason why having an AR-15, because they need to form a, a good militia. Let me explain it to you. That AR-15, if the government come at us, the AR-15 ain't gonna do nothing to them drones. Because this ain't the Civil War. They ain't lining up. They sending out them drones, and it's like, oh, everybody's in a big group with
and that's your ass.
That's your ass, Mr. Postman. Like, that's it. So
for this shooting, it occurred in Nashville at a private school. Sorry, y'all, I'm coming back from vacation, so I did a lot of hey. So my voice is going in and out.
Black women love to say AA.
That's our hype. That's how we hype you up.
Okay.
We're gonna hit you with the AAA. So my voice is going in and out. But Covenant School, private school, in connection with the Covenant Presbyterian Church. What was she? 28-year-old former student, trans male. He uses he/him pronouns. That has no bearing on anything, but I just want to note, and again, it's another mass shooting by a white man.
But you know what? And I was reading an article that made a point to say that he was trans. And I was like, here they come.
Here they come.
Here they come. Despite the fact that most of the time, these mass shootings are done by heterosexual, cis, white males. Like, I don't know what the percentages are, but it's like 99% of the time. Like
it's probably, yeah. 90.
Yeah, it's like really high.
Yeah.
I knew they were going to choose the one thing, and guess who jumped on it?
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah, she jumped right on it.
But her rationale was to talk about mental health and testosterone. So again, we're talking about disturbed white males. The conversation has not pivoted from disturbed white males getting their hands on assault rifles.
But I just knew it was going to be an attack on the transgender community.
No, it's an attack on men.
What? It should be an attack on men, but I just knew it. I knew it as soon as I read it. I was like, oh, there they go. This is gonna be their one. They just need, and God forbid, as I'm detouring the conversation, God forbid one drag queen harms a child.
Yeah.
You know, I've said into some of my other podcasts, I've said it in my personal life for people that listen to me, like that know me, and like I was like, That's not a thing because you have not heard of it, because when it happens, and I'm not sure that it wouldn't be a plant if it did happen. When
Mm,
it happens, if it happens, it'll be plastered all over
right.
right-wing conservative news. Like
Oh,
you'll hear about it.
they will they may orgasm on screen. It would be, that would just be, let it be a black drag queen harming children.
Mhm. Oh my goodness.
All bets are off.
Oh.
Everything. eh, Listen, they are talking about shipping us back to Africa at that point.
But I ain't never been. I don't know where to go.
I don't know where to go either. That would be my first time there. But um, back to Nashville. We're supposed to
Yeah,
be.
we're making light, and I'm trying to bring an upbeat tone to something that's tragic
Yeah,
in my own crazy warped way,
yeah,
because like I'm tired of yelling, screaming, and crying.
yeah,
And I just interviewed a gentleman. That interview will be up in a couple of weeks. That is a foster care advocate and has fostered over 60 children. And he gave me some statistics, and one of the deep dark secrets in this country is how many children are being
yeah.
trafficked. And he said, yeah, nobody ever wants to talk about that because it's the darkest thing in our country. So they talk about anything else but that. And it's
Mhm.
like the first thing that we should care about in this country are the kids.
Yeah,
They care about the unborn kids.
yeah.
They they they
Care about,
they
they care about you a lot until you're born.
right. And we'll get on to the next thing when they don't want to feed the kids, but we focusing right now on Nashville. So
Yeah.
continue on with what you were saying. I'm not gonna cut you off anymore.
6 people were killed. I do want to say their names, and I got it written down so I don't get it incorrect. And again, if I do mispronounce a name, I apologize.
I'm not worried about you mispronouncing names. I'm worried about that frog in your throat when
Yeah, yeah.
it's serious right now. I'm gonna need you to
It's,
clear your throat.
it's giving me it's given very much like Quiet Storm vibes.
Nah, your voice is already deep enough. You don't need to be no deeper.
Ahem. Ahem. I don't know. It's gonna be like this, guys. I had fun on my vacation. I don't know what to tell you.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
So you have Evelyn Dykhouse, Haley Scruggs, and William Kinney. They were all 9 years old. Cynthia Peak, 61, Mike Hill, 61, and Catherine Kuntz, 60, who was the head of the school, died tragically. And the shooter was killed by police. Far be it from me to shout out the police, but shout out to the police for an incredible response time, 14 minutes, and they had this thing shut down.
Yeah, you can shout out the police. Look. Don't have people out here thinking that we completely anti-police. We're not. Because
I am
as soon as let your car get stolen. Let your car get stolen, somebody breaking your house. You're gonna call the
Yeah, I'm gonna
police.
call the insurance company.
You're not gonna call.
And then I'm gonna call OnStar because OnStar will locate my vehicle faster than the police will.
Oh, okay, well,
So again,
I don't got an OnStar. I'm gonna call the cops. I'll push an OnStar button though.
yeah, we know you will. That's an inside joke.
Oh, we should tell that story. We should tell that story at the end of the episode.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, was it much of a story? I don't know.
If Dad was here, he would tell the story in such great detail. It would have everybody on the edge of their seat.
Yeah.
We
Because
probably
that's
would not.
No, we're not going to be as good as storytellers as he
No.
will.
All right, back to the kids.
Biden does have an assault weapons ban out there for Congress to vote on. The House passed it. The House passed a ban on assault rifles back in July, but they're saying it's largely symbolic because it's going to fail in the Senate. So, but
And that was back in July when Democrats had the majority.
Right.
They
Now
no
we
longer
have a Republican-led Senate, incoming Senate. So
no, we have a Republican-led House.
That's right.
Democrats still hold the Senate.
Yeah, but it's gonna die. It's gonna die in the Senate.
Yeah.
It's gonna die in the Senate. I mean, you know, we're always talking about the mass shootings. There's always
I'm sick of talking about it.
and I'm so tired. I
Yeah.
think we all are. And you have a GOP that's more interested, and we were talking about this earlier, in this dog whistle type of politicking where they're railing against people of color, mostly black people, and quote unquote woke culture, and
Woke.
the LGBT plus community, specifically the trans community, under this. I don't know if it's ironic or hypocritical. It might be both. My mind's not working right now. I'm still in Cartagena, but
We're
uh,
going to get to that.
the guise of protecting children, when in reality, you could make a huge step towards protecting children by banning assault rifles, which literally, I mean, we just said this, have no real value for the average citizen aside from just having it and saying that you have one.
Well, I'll go you a step further. If you've had a gun for 10 years, will it shoot?
Yeah.
25 years.
Yeah.
50.
People got them old ass.
Right. People got guns that are 100 years old. So
Yeah.
theoretically, there's no real reason to continuously buy guns.
Right.
So is it in our culture that we are fascinated with guns? Yes, American culture is fascinated with guns. But also, people want to keep attacking the NRA, and they absolutely should.
The NRA's tweet after this was disgusting.
I didn't even see the tweet. What did they tweet?
If you're something about, I'm paraphrasing, if you want to ban assault rifles, then you're anti the Second Amendment, full stop. But it was right after this.
Well, they're lobbyists. They're lobbyists. But you know who they're lobbying for? The gun manufacturers.
Yeah.
It's not theoretically, it's not a viable business, because once you buy a gun, you have a gun.
Yeah.
The gun works. It's not like buying an air fryer. You get an air fryer, it might last you. My air fryers burn out every 2-3 years because I always get the cheap ones, and then I cook every day in them. But if I bought a good one, it might last me 5-6 years. But you're gonna still have to replace the same thing with TVs and things.
Your mattress, everything in your daily life, it needs to be replaced.
It needs to be replaced. Guns last. There are 100-year-old guns out there that will still shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So they have to entice the people to continuously buy more and more guns. Look, there is no justifiable reason why you got 10 guns in your house.
None.
If you're a collector of guns, I guess if they're antique, maybe, okay, I kind of get that you want to have some symbolic, historic artifact, and you collect guns. People collect a lot of different things. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
But AR-15s ain't a historical artifact, right? Like, so why do you got who was the politician? I think it was a Tennessee politician that took a picture during Christmas of him and his whole family and everybody holding AR-15s, even the 5-year-old kids. Like, that's grooming.
Yeah.
If you want to know what grooming is, that is grooming.
Yes.
So, I mean, look, it's capitalism, baby. That's what we represent in this country. Capitalism, get that money. And these gun manufacturers are going to get that money. Yes, the NRA is a lobbyist organization, but the main enemy, the big boss, the Thanos, the Kang the Conqueror. Can we still bring up Kang the Conqueror even though he hit his girl? We're going to bring him up anyway.
Yeah. Kang the Conqueror probably has hit a woman or two. Now, I'm not talking about the actor. I'm talking about the actual character.
Yeah, well, he's killed them.
Yes.
He's killed them. Yes.
So we're not.
But I don't think you're supposed to take that in real life. You portraying the character. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. But the big bad are the gun manufacturers.
Mm-hmm.
It's business. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? The big bad is always business. It's not the politicians. They are culpable. But it's the money behind that.
Yes, it's always the money. It's
It's always money.
always, the answer is always capitalism. And the thing that really truly boggles my mind is the people who really honestly truly believe that it is their constitutional right to have AR-15 and to have an entire arsenal in their house, and they've fed in to the propaganda to continue to buy more and more guns to make a, a handful of people extremely rich. Like, it's literally not about that. They only care about your money. They only care about your money.
Well, but I mean, you get that though, right? Because it's fear. Like they're pushing fear, right?
Yeah,
Like
that's how they do it.
you and our brother went to Texas to help with hurricanes.
Hurricane Harvey, yes.
Hurricane Harvey, right? You were driving from Atlanta to Texas.
Yes.
What was mom and dad's instruction to you guys as you were driving?
There was a lot of instructions because we're driving through Alabama and Mississippi
Right.
and Texas.
In Texas. Okay.
Be careful where you stop.
Right.
Drive the speed limit at all times. Comply.
So,
You know?
did you and our brother have any problems when y'all made that drive back and forth?
No.
Not to say that things don't happen in those areas,
Hmm.
but it is not 1960 anymore.
Because of the route I took. I
Okay,
wasn't
okay.
going through West Bejesus nowhere, Alabama and Mississippi.
But it's a fear. It's a fear that is warranted, right? It's a fear
Right.
that is warranted because of the history. But it's like when I went to Boston, and Boston is notoriously a racist town. I was kind of in the outskirts of Boston, and I went into a bar where I was literally the only black person. Maybe it's my stature. All right. So there's some privilege in that because ain't too many people when they see me in person gonna mess with me. But those people, it was like I was having conversations with neighbors,
Yeah.
right? The idea of what Boston is may very well absolutely still be that, but it's not the 1960s, 1970s anymore.
Well, I'll make a point about it. For anybody who knows anything about Texas, I spent several nights in Vidor, Texas.
I don't know what's Vida.
Vidor, Texas is historically a sundown town.
Mm.
For anybody who doesn't know what a sundown town is, it means
Break it down for me.
if you black and you're there after sundown, that's your ass. If you're there after sundown, that's your ass.
Yeah, not sundown, sundown.
Sundown, yes.
During Jim Crow times.
Yes.
Yes.
But still also now, it's not that far from Jasper where they dragged that man back in the 90s.
Right.
On 3 separate occasions while I was down there and I was talking to customers about where I was living, they offered to let me stay. These are black people, offered to let me stay in their homes. They do not know me.
Mm-hmm.
But their advice was to get the hell out of there. As soon as I pulled into the neighborhood where I was staying, there was a giant Confederate flag flying on the corner.
Yeah.
And the person whose home I was staying in was a white man with an Asian wife. And he was like, no, that's not an issue. My wife's Asian. We don't have a problem. Those black folks were telling me they don't have a problem with Asian people. They don't have a problem with, I saw women in full hijab at the grocery store. They don't have a problem with them. They don't have a problem with Latinos. They are anti-black.
Mm.
So it is very much still a thing.
I didn't say that my point was it's not the 1960s, 1970s anymore.
Right.
But the fear
Yes.
is still there, and it made you react and handle things a certain way.
Correct.
The fear that they are telling these people, they're going to take away all your guns. You're going to be left to defend yourself with nothing.
Yeah.
And oh, by the way, there's an invasion coming at the border. Black people are getting uppity.
Mm-hmm.
You're not safe. That's what they're telling these people.
You're becoming irrelevant. You're becoming obsolete.
That's what they're telling these people.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at it from that prism, and you're in an area where ain't a lot of where everybody kind of looks like you.
Yeah.
Media, what I mean by the media is not solely the news organizations, but television and things of that nature shape how you view other individuals.
Mm.
When you watch TV and the criminal and the bad guy is always a person of color, you being programmed to be fearful of that person. And who are you not being programmed to be fearful of? That person that looks like you, that's got more money than you, that's got their hand in your back pocket, whispering in your ear, pointing their finger ahead, saying, that's the enemy, not me. I'm on your side.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, I can understand why they fall victim to it. I mean,
Yeah.
rich white men in this country have always been the best pimps. They've always been the best at hypnotizing the people and making them say, hey, yeah, I should follow you.
Yeah.
All the while they're exploiting them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I get why people do that. And you got to be enlightened. What's another word for enlightened? Woke.
And it was funny, this is a little off topic, but I'll be quick. They did an interview with Erykah Badu, who they said coined the phrase woke in 2008 in a song, which is actually true. And they played a clip of, I want to say it was Ron DeSantis and his attack on woke culture. And then when it stopped, she's like, I think he meant black. Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah, that's all it
An
is.
attack on blackness.
Look, to end this off, just want to pray for them babies.
Yeah.
All those kids that saw that, they are forever traumatized
And changed.
because of what they saw and what they experienced that day. Maybe we should care about the kids a little bit more.
We just don't, though.
Speaking of the kids and not caring about them.
Boy, we really, really fail children in this country. But go ahead.
I sent you a clip.
This
I sent you a clip about North Dakota.
It's North Dakota. Yes.
North Dakota congressman.
Yes.
And you know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and play the clip for y'all. This is from A More Perfect US. It's a Twitter account. It's a clip from a state congressional meeting about school lunches and giving kids school lunches. Let me play this for you guys.
We talk about personal responsibility as one of the major principles that the Republican Party stands on. Yes, I can understand kids going hungry, but is that really the problem of the school district? Is that the problem of the state of North Dakota? It's really the problem of parents being negligent with their kids if their kids are choosing to eat in the first place, which is entirely the problem that could be existing here. I don't believe that it is our responsibility to carry on a program in excess of what the federal government already does. Where does it stop? We talk about personal responsibility.
Okay, that was a Republican.
So that is Senator Mike Wabima. Senator Mike Wabima. I think that's how you pronounce it. He's a Republican from Valley City in North Dakota. Boy, oh boy.
So we're not protecting the kids from being shot in school, and we're not going to feed them because, I mean, I guess they don't even want to eat anyway. I mean, I guess babies ain't hungry. And
So-
just to be clear, this wants to end a free lunch program, free breakfast and lunch program for the kids, because in his opinion, the parents are just negligent.
So the federal government already has a program in place to provide free lunches for anyone who is 130%
Below the poverty line.
below the poverty, making 130% of the federal poverty line. So not just like if the poverty line, I think, is like 32,000, 130% of that. What this bill, it's House Bill 1491, what this bill would have done was allocate state funds to pay for school lunches for people 200% of the federal poverty line. So it would fill in a gap for the people who were between 130% to 200%. Mind you, minimum wage in North Dakota is still $7.25. It has remained stagnant for the last few decades. There are, I don't know the statistics. I didn't get a chance to look it up about the number of people in North Dakota below the poverty line, but it's enough that they thought that this percentage above what the federal government already provides would be worth it. So the original bill, which was proposed obviously by a Democrat, and
I mean, obviously.
and obviously, was set to allocate 90 million. The bill got absolutely gutted to where it was 6 million over 2 years. It went from 90 million to 6 million, and they still couldn't pass it. It didn't pass by one vote. It was struck down 23 to 24. And I think,
So let's do the math on that. I don't know how many people are in North Dakota. I'm going to assume. I mean, I did look it up. It's way smaller than even DC. I think there are like 400, maybe 500,000 people
yeah, it's
in
not
North
a lot
Dakota.
of people.
It's not a lot of people. But out of that, let's just say it's 500,000. Out of that, 57 people had the deciding vote on, and I'm going to say the poverty line in North Dakota is pretty high.
Mhm.
They're the ones that chose that these people wouldn't be able to feed their kids at school.
There are just under 800,000 people.
It's
in
more than I thought.
Yeah.
I thought that would be North and South Dakota combined.
Yeah, no. South Dakota
But this
has,
isn't the only state. This is also happening in Idaho, where a congressman said, "Hey, I don't even know of any hungry kids.
yeah,
I
ridiculous.
don't think that's a thing." And I'm like, "Excuse me?" Like, it's hungry kids out there. It's something else that I don't remember what state it was, but something else that I saw brought, and I never even thought about it, that they nixed having feminine hygiene products in middle schools and high schools that would be supplied by the state, saying that it should be supplied by the family. And I never thought about that. Like, that's an added expense for a female that males have no idea.
Yeah,
Like
and
like we know like we know that there are feminine products, but we don't really equate that to adding that to your monthly expense.
right.
And that people that are already on the poverty line that are struggling to pay their rent, their utilities, don't have extra money sometimes for hygiene products, much
Mhm.
less feminine hygiene products. And I remember distinctly there was a girl in high school and she smelled bad. We knew that she didn't have a lot of money, but she smelled bad. But
Mhm.
it wasn't like BO.
Mhm.
It was like a female not taking care of her
Yeah.
smell bad.
Yeah.
And nobody said it to her face, because she had them hands, so nobody was brave enough to say it to her face. But behind her back, everybody has something to say. And now, God, I don't know how many years it's been since I've been in high school. It's been a long time. Now that I'm older and this has come to the forefront, in my early 40s, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Her family was already poor. She didn't have a lot of clothes to begin with. They probably didn't have the extra money for feminine hygiene products. And I was talking to a friend of mine that there are, you know, groups out there, just like you could have um, food banks.
Yeah.
There are banks out there for people to get feminine hygiene products, but she
Yes.
said that it's like as soon as they come in, they go out.
Yeah. They're immediately gone.
They're immediately gone. And
Yeah.
here we have is another state once again, not protecting the kids. Not protecting the kids.
Not providing for, and
Well, providing is protecting, right?
providing is protecting. A TikToker, her name was Coyote Annie, made a really great point. That's, he talked about, is it the state's responsibility? Is it the school district's responsibility? These kids are in school for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. And we all know, I don't think there's a pediatrician in the world that will not tell you that proper nutrition is fundamental for education.
I can tell you as a nutritionist,
Yes.
you need food to fuel you for energy to be
Yeah.
able to do anything.
Literally anything. And so even if we take him as if that was a good faith argument, which I think we both know it was not.
I think he believes it.
I definitely think he believes it because he's incredibly out of touch with the reality of the world, or even just his state. So I looked it up. Federal poverty line for a family of four is $30,000. So for anyone making a family of four making 60,000 or less, they would be eligible for free lunch in North Dakota had this bill passed.
And if you're
Median,
making 60,000 with a family of four, you're broke.
you're broke. You're broke. Median income in North Dakota is 68,000. So this
Mhm.
would have helped a lot of people out. It would have alleviated some financial burdens for a lot of people. But even if we take him at face value and say that this was a good faith argument and that really is negligent parents, again, why are you okay with allowing the children to be punished for negligent parents?
Uh, I bet, not even looking up his profile, that he's pro-life.
Mm. Oh, of course he is.
I guarantee he's pro-life.
Of course he
So
is.
he wants to control a woman being able to give birth or have an abortion,
Mhm.
but then absolve himself from any responsibility after the fact.
Yes, he's a deadbeat dad.
That's perfect. A lot of these politicians are, if they're so, they feel like it's their children and they need to protect these unborn babies. They are absolutely deadbeat dads. These politicians. That's a good one. You should run. You should coin that.
Yeah.
You should coin that.
You heard it here first, people.
Yeah, look, you heard it here first. We're recording this on March 30th at 8:42 p.m. Eastern time. That is us. You ain't heard it nowhere else.
You haven't heard it anywhere else. They're deadbeat dads. Another point he made, this was so stupid. Where does it stop? That was his question. Where does it stop if we're providing food for children? Where does it end? It ends when all children have access to food. That's when it ends. And
Supposedly.
if you don't see that as a fundamental right, not a privilege. Access to food is not a privilege. It is a fundamental right and necessity for a human being to have access to damn food. If you don't see that as a fundamental right that needs to be protected by our government, why the hell are you even in government? Why are you even a person?
Yeah, I don't understand what he thinks government's role is.
If not to protect the rights of the people.
I guess the rights for him are right to life, Second Amendment rights.
It's not a right to life because I'm dying of hunger.
No, but you got to live though, and it's your deadbeat's parents' fault.
And you know what? I'm gonna say it here. You heard it here first. I'm not bashing the people of the Dakotas. I'm bashing the governments of the Dakotas. The Dakotas are trash because not only does North Dakota have this, North Dakota has that terrible abortion ban that is currently been struck down by a judge. but I'm sure they're going to be fighting that. South Dakota has now become the second state to ban gender affirming care for trans youth. The
Oh, that's going all over. We can't
no,
single out the Dakotas on that one.
the first state being Utah, but I mean, it's Utah.
Yeah.
Listen, we knew that was going to be the first.
We knew that.
It's Utah.
It's Utah.
This is enough said.
Did you know who gets the most money from the NRA?
Who?
Mittens, Mitt Romney.
Mittens.
I think they donate something. I read it was something like 13, close to 14 million.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, cream.
Hey, cream, y'all. Look, I'm getting depressed. I don't want to talk about how we doing the kids no more. Like, we don't protect kids in this country.
We don't protect them in terms of housing. We don't protect them in terms of food equity. We don't protect them in terms of education equity, health equity. We don't protect them in the foster care system. We don't protect them. We don't protect children in
at
this
all.
country.
We just don't. All right, sis, that's enough of this depressing stuff. Let's talk about some fun stuff.
You pick some heavy topics.
Well, that's because we do current stuff. We talk about what's going on in the world. Right. And something else is going on in the world is you just got back from. Can this be considered a vacation?
It was definitely a vacation. I went for a friend celebrating her 40th birthday.
By the way, this friend will probably be listening. You celebrate your 40th birthday. It's not a whole month.
It's an entire month.
No, she's been celebrating it for an entire month.
Listen, listen.
I mean, happy birthday.
I love
you. But you can't celebrate a birthday for an entire month.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Because she just did. So
she did.
Yeah.
She damn sure did.
Before that, I believe she was in Cabo.
Yes.
So yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
She had a separate celebration with the fam, and then another celebration with the friends.
Yeah. And we had a blast. I fell off a speedboat.
Oh, you didn't put that in the group chat.
No, I did not. The ocean has tried to claim me several times ever since I was a child. There was a time I flipped off that jet ski twice.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, that was in Mexico. There was a time I got caught in an undertow, and I was like 9 years old. I thought the ocean has tried to claim me multiple times. It tried to claim me again. It's also my fault because I didn't listen to the guy that was our tour guide. I didn't listen to him the entire time. None of us did. He gave us plenty of advice on what to do, navigating the people, everything. We listened to him not at all. Okay, I don't know why. I don't know why. When I was getting off the boat, he told me, "You're gonna want to sit down and then just slide off." Okay, that's what he said. He said it several times. Did I listen to him? No. I went. Lit? Yes, there was also rum punches on the speedboat. Yes, we have rum punches on the boat. Okay, is that what you want?
You still lit? You still lit? Is it rum punches or rum punches?
Rum punches. Pump. It wasn't even rum punches. They were rum and cokes.
That's not rum punch.
Not even close.
I mean, it will punch you.
It will punch you, and it is rum. So technically, I'm not wrong.
Wait a minute. I'm thinking this is not Mexico. So Mexico is tequila. So I guess Colombia is rum. That's what they're drinking out there.
No, they had tequila and everything. They had everything out there. I don't know. Maybe in the Caribbean, isn't it rum? That's most
Caribbean. It's definitely rum.
Yeah. Cartagena it gave a very Caribbean vibe.
Okay.
Well, it's in that little, like Gulf area.
Okay.
So there you have it. I did not time jumping off the boat well. Because if I had, I would have noticed the wave coming in. And as I jumped, Now, when I tell you I didn't land and then get knocked over, I never even, my feet never hit the ground. I got knocked midair and then slowly dragged back in the ocean. The guy jumped off the boat. He grabbed me to save my life. The ocean tried to claim me again.
Yeah, her
But
mom's
when,
gonna be listening to this and just be like, "What, my baby?"
yeah. But when I tell you I had a blast, I mean, she planned that trip impeccably. We always knew what we were doing that day.
Well, that sounds about right because that's who she is.
Yes. It was planned impeccably, and we had an absolute blast. And it's always fun when you go with people who are fun drunks. You know, I have
Hmm.
some friends that are mean drunks.
Oh,
I don't, you know,
we
they,
got some of those in our family.
yeah, but it's just like you're having a good time. Out of nowhere comes attitude.
Yeah,
You're just like, what's happening? Okay,
right.
come on. But they were all fun. We didn't really get that well. Yeah, well, yeah, we drank. We had a
Yeah,
good time. We had a good time, is what I'm.
that's the most important thing.
Yes, we had a good time. You absolutely have to know Spanish, at least functional Spanish, to get around. Very few people speak English, so
Google Translate wasn't even helping.
Google Translate helps. But it doesn't always translate to, like, if they use slang or they use different terms. I think Google Translate is based on Spanish from Spain. So
Hmm.
not all the things translate quite the same, but it was helpful. I speak very, very minimal Spanish, but it was enough where I was like helpful at least.
Yeah.
Um, my friend whose birthday it was tried not at all, not at all to speak any Spanish. She did. She did not put forth any effort. But
Jesus.
but you know what? We Hey, what can I say? I had a great time. I definitely would recommend Cartagena. I was able to go to a place that was called Palenque, and it's a town founded by escaped slaves, and they call themselves Africa outside of Africa, and it literally did feel like I had stepped into Africa. It was absolutely
That's
beautiful
dope.
the way that they maintained um, so much of that cultural heritage, and it's important to them to continue and maintain those cultural heritage. Down from the dancing, they have the schools. They have a school there to learn the traditional dancing. Um, to the food, even the traditional way of preparing the food. They literally take an hour to crush corn by hand for cornmeal. Like, it's absolutely amazing. We got to visit this amazing abuela, this older woman, and she fed us, and we got to see how she goes to the market with the food she makes and the basket on her head and sings a song to sell her food. Like, it was absolutely amazing experience. So yes, I highly recommend Cartagena, and it's just a beautiful country, and a beautiful city.
So that's when you said that, I sent a text. When you said that you were going, I sent you a text and I was like, that was one of the two choices I had for going for my birthday.
Mhm.
Because I didn't get the chance to celebrate my 40th. We were in lockdown,
Yes.
right? My 41st, I got to experience a little bit. My 42nd, I literally had COVID.
Yes.
So this year for my 43rd, yes, I'm about to be 43, ladies and gentlemen,
Mhm.
which is tripping me the hell out. I was like, yeah, I want to go to I actually want to go to Cartagena and Bogota. My trip was going to
Yeah.
be going to both
Yeah.
because I wanted to go where the hood is. Everywhere I go,
You
I got to go
will
where the hood.
find that in Cartagena.
Yeah,
There is
well,
a high. Yeah.
Cartagena has got more money than Bogota.
Yeah.
It's like DC and Baltimore hoods. They're different.
Mhm.
When DC hoods are scary, Baltimore hoods just a little bit scarier.
Yeah.
So, but it was like that or New Orleans, and then I was like, I'm not going to New Orleans in the middle of the summer. I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
Um, and then
You
also I
might
need
die
to.
in Cartagena. It was warm. It was warm.
Was it humid though? Because New Orleans is going to be
Humid.
humid.
But Cartagena is literally on the beach is Cartagena. So you're getting this amazing breeze off the water. It's windy.
Okay.
I mean, I can't even say it's breeze. It's windy.
It's windy.
So you will you'll stay cool. Like I stayed pretty cool while I was
Mhm.
there. And especially we went to this place called Cafe Del Mar, which is up on, so it's called the Old Wall City because there's an old wall around the city that they used for defense way, way, way hundreds of years ago. And it's still up. And there's even still some cannons up. So it's on the wall and it's great view of the sunset. So everybody goes like right before sunset to watch the sunset. And there's a DJ. It gives a real Ibiza vibe.
Mhm.
And there was a great breeze coming through. You have an amazing time. Actually, I'm getting a call right now from the birthday girl. I will call you
Okay.
back, girl.
Well, you know what? On that note, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, go to Cartagena. Now, am I going to go for my birthday now? No, because as my best friend pointed out, because she said she hit me up and she was like, we should go to I think she said Greece for your birthday because there was some
Oh,
package that her and
yeah.
her friends and it was actually like during my birthday, and I was like, oh yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I was like, oh yeah, I just need to get my passport renewed.
Mhm.
She was like, okay, I'm gonna be on you all week, and she did. She literally texted me like almost every day all last week to
Mhm.
be like, don't forget your passport. And guess what? I still have not done.
You gotta go. You gotta get your
I I,
passport.
I
I
gotta go
also
for my passport.
recommend global entry because coming back into the country, everybody's standing those long lines for customs, and I just went right past everybody.
Well,
It was fantastic. I also highly recommend global entry. It's worth the
well, I
wait.
gotta get my passport first.
Yeah.
But on that note, you've been gone. The people don't realize that you've been gone, but because there was a show that posted last week, and
Mhm.
it was our argument show where some people were live tweeting, were live not tweeting, live texting us about the argument. I'm like, just watch the whole show
Yeah.
and then text us what what you think about it. But thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. Thank you for
Right.
listening, and thank you for the views that I've gotten for the latest episode with the Madam Miss Olivia LaRue. It's the highest viewed YouTube video, and there's a part 2 coming out next week, so check that out. But Jay, oh, and there was a story that we were going to tell. What was the story that we were going to tell?
Oh, about you pressing on star.
Pressing on start. You know what? That'll be on the that'll be on the After Hours Uncensored show. Sign up for our
There
Patreon
you
page
go.
at patreon.com/unsolicited perspectives to see not only all the After Hours shows, but also the Talking Ish shows. There's like 10 to 12 episodes on there.
Mhm.
There's a lot of content on there. So to check for $5, if you don't want to spend $5 to get all that content, something's just wrong with you, especially if you enjoy the show. But Jay, what are you going to tell the people out there?
Um, Buenas noches.
Is that all you going to say is buenas noches?
Uh, Tienes un buen día.
All right. And I'm going to say Feliz Navidad.
If you do decide to go to Cartagena, please work on your Spanish because you will need it.
I
Come
actually
on
can
now.
speak Spanish better than you can.
You didn't prove it with the Feliz Navidad.
Whatever. But on that note, I'll holla. Thank you for listening to Unsolicited Perspectives with Bruce Anthony. Please subscribe, like, comment, share, and donate. Donations help us keep giving you this free content each and every week. Until next time, outing 5,000. Peace.